student teaches the teacher.
This is who I ate my homework.
Okay. Alright, so this poem is titled Well-Meaning. Meaning. I still trying to work out the title itself. I'm not really sure what I want to go with yet, but as of right now, that's the title. So in my feminist theory class that Dr. Emily Mann teaches, if y'all have a chance to take that class, I highly suggest you take that class and pretty much anything she teaches. But we've been talking about, at one point in this class we were talking about intersectionality theory and writers like Crenshaw, Collins, bell hooks, and then during the last week of the lecture we were talking about neoliberalism, and then that in combination with neoliberalism. So I just got a grasp of what neoliberalism is, and I was introduced to it like about a year ago around this time in Dr. Nathan's same-sex marriage class. But basically, it's a concept of ideologies that ascribe personal responsibility as like the end-all be-all. So like when you hear things about like pull himself up by his own bootstraps, like that's a problem with neoliberalism. When you see news about welfare being cut because people need to go work and blah blah blah, that's the problem with neoliberalism. That's the best I can explain it as of right now. So yeah, between being inspired by class and then neoliberalism, and then just on Facebook with white people just being white, this poem. So, well-meaning. There is a difference between being not racist and being anti-racist. You may be wondering, wow, Joseph, I didn't realize that. What's the difference? Thank you for asking. Allow me to share. Not actively contributing, or so you think, to a cultural mindset and a social context that disadvantages, degrades, and dehumanizes people based on the color of their skin versus actively rejecting ideologies that state that one type of body is better than another based on skin is the difference. There's a difference between not perpetuating beauty standards that declare black girls to be ugly, which is a goddamn lie, and asking yourself why every black girl you've ever wanted to put your mouth on has the same loose curl pattern, light skin, and Coke bottle silhouette. Being not racist is not being anti-racist. Being not racist is, yeah, I have a black friend, without having stopped to ask why you only have one. Being anti-racist is wondering why you got promoted over the black woman whose desk is next to yours, who has been here 3 years longer, who has 2 kids and 1 more degree. Being not racist means I don't understand why they interrupted Bernie Sanders. Interrupting Hillary Clinton is disrespectful. They're on our side instead of joining them in protest. And granted, interrupting a candidate in protest takes a lot of guts, time, and prep. That's fair. But anti-racism is not quoting Martin Luther King Jr. once a year out of context on Facebook. And anti-racism is not just skipping the N-word on your favorite Jay-Z track, and let's be real, even then that's probably asking too much. Anti-racism is not distancing yourself from Donald Trump because you're one of the good ones. Anti-racism is asking your uncle why he thinks that the only people immigrating to the United States are Mexican or Syrian brown. And anti-racism is not, I don't even see you as black because you have to erase my existence to see me as human, then I'd rather you just not see me at all. Being not racist means being selfish, centering yourself in conversations that aren't about you. I didn't do that though. I wasn't even alive when that happened. I would never do something like that. Listen, I love I statements as much as anyone, but your white tears do not matter more than the very real consequences of your refusal to recognize your complicity in the system of interpersonal, economic, and psychological violence, inequity, and inequality. Your white feelings do not matter more than black lives. I'm not going to shoulder your guilt when I already have the weight of the world on my shoulders. I do my squats, but my thighs are not that strong. Congratulations, you voted for President Obama twice, but you said nothing when your mom started complaining about having a nigger in the White House, as if that's the first time. Who do you think did that shit? Inclusion is not integration. Inviting me to a seat at the table means nothing. It means nothing if I'm the only person at the table who looks like me, even if I am your black friend. Racism is not going anywhere until white people collectively accept culpability, because being not racist is trying to argue that any group of people of color is more racist than white people, instead of wondering why racism has to exist to begin with. There's more racism than you not calling me a nigger, even though you probably want to. There's more racism than the KKK. Strange fruit is no longer hanging from the poplar trees that we know of. But that's because it's been picked, and now it's being stopped and frisked and sitting in prison because of mandatory minimums, being assaulted, suspended, and expelled, laying in the streets lifeless for 4 hours. There is a difference between being not racist and being anti-racist. Being not racist is being more concerned with being called a racist than not being racist. Okay?